Have you ever wondered why some people seem to feel rejection towards you, even when you haven't done anything to them? Or why your path of growth and self-discovery, instead of inspiring them, seems to make them uncomfortable? Today we're going to explore 8 powerful reasons why people may not understand you, or even reject you, when you choose to walk a spiritual path. You might be one of the chosen ones, and that comes at a price, but also a special mission. Stay with me until the end to find out how these reasons bring you closer to your purpose. It's not easy to understand why, when you decide to shine and be authentic, you're not always greeted with joy. Sometimes, the path to the light can cause shadows around you. But every rejection, every look of disdain or criticism, brings a hidden message, an opportunity to grow and reinforce your purpose. What others see as a flaw, may actually be a sign that you're on the right track, making a difference. So, don't fear rejection, he embraces the lesson he carries with him. Each reason we will explore is a guide to your self-discovery. Reason number 1, you reflect something they don't want to see. When you decide to walk in authenticity, you're embarking on an unusual path, one that not everyone is willing to walk. Being authentic means that you are committed to discovering and expressing who you really are, without masks or disguises. This process of self-knowledge and transformation helps you to leave behind old beliefs, imposed patterns, and allows you to live from a place of deep truth. But on this journey of personal clarity, without even trying, you can begin to make those close to you uncomfortable. Why? Because your authenticity becomes a mirror that reflects what others prefer to avoid. Imagine that, for years, someone has hidden parts of themselves that they consider dark or uncomfortable. He has learned to adapt, to fit in, to live based on what he believes is acceptable to others, building a kind of character. Maybe you've silenced your insecurities, your fear of change, or your frustration with the life you lead. But when they see you, a person who has chosen to face their own shadows, that effort to hide begins to falter. Seeing your freedom reminds them of the prison they've locked themselves in, and that can be very upsetting. By living in authenticity, you not only project an energy of transparency, but also a sense of inner peace that doesn't depend on external validation. This state can trigger other feelings of envy, discomfort, or even rejection. Why? Because they see in you qualities that remind them of their own shortcomings. You remind them of their unfulfilled dreams, the risks they dared not take, and the times when, out of fear, they decided to silence their true voice. Without intending to, your presence raises a question that they may have avoided for a long time: who would they be if they stopped living according to the expectations of others? Sometimes the rejection you receive from others is not because of something you have done, but because of what you stand for. Your authenticity shows them a version of themselves that they find difficult to accept, a version in which they feel dissatisfied, lost, or fearful. And this discomfort can be transformed into a judgment towards you, into a need to minimize or question your lifestyle. Not because you've done something wrong, but because your choices expose truths that they themselves aren't ready to face. For example, someone who hasn't dared to leave a toxic relationship or a job that doesn't fulfill them may feel rejection towards you when they see you live in coherence with your values. Instead of being inspired, he may feel anger, because your freedom shows him what he or she does not yet dare to achieve. Instead of wondering how they could make changes in their own life, they may judge you and project their own fears or frustrations onto you. This phenomenon is known as projection. In psychology, projection occurs when we attribute to others characteristics or feelings of our own that we cannot accept in ourselves. By seeing your accomplishments and your authenticity, those who have not worked on their own inner blocks may project their frustrations and their shadows onto you, and this manifests in the form of rejection or criticism. In reality, what they are rejecting is the part of themselves that they have not wanted to look at. If you find yourself in this situation, it's important to remember that how others react to you doesn't define your worth or your path. Their discomfort is theirs, not yours. The best way to handle this kind of rejection is with compassion and understanding, without losing your way or turning off your light to make others feel comfortable. Continue to be yourself, as your authenticity can become an inspiration to those who are ready to see beyond their own limitations. Ultimately, living in authenticity is one of the greatest gifts you can offer yourself and others. Although some may reject it at first, if you remain steadfast, your energy can sow in them the seed of change. And perhaps, one day, those who reject you today will dare to look at themselves in the mirror that your light offers them, thus starting their own path towards authenticity and self-discovery. Reason number 2, your success highlights your stagnation. When you begin to experience growth and success in your life, especially if you have worked on your self-knowledge and personal goals, it is natural to feel satisfied and proud of your accomplishments. This growth can be in the spiritual, professional, emotional sphere, or in any aspect of your life that you have decided to improve. However, not everyone around you will view your success with the same joy. For some, your breakthrough can serve as a reminder of their own unfulfilled goals, of their projects they never started, or of dreams they abandoned. This can cause them, instead of feeling inspired, to experience feelings of rejection. This rejection does not usually manifest itself in an obvious way. Many times, it appears in the form of subtle comments, unwarranted criticism, or even distancing. Maybe you've heard phrases like, "You're lucky that everything works out for you," or "I don't understand why you worry so much about those things." These types of comments reflect a discomfort that, although it has nothing to do with you, can be a challenge to keep your energy high. What happens is that your success and dedication highlight in them the feeling of stagnation, of being trapped in a life that does not fully satisfy them. When people see someone nearby moving forward, they are naturally forced to look at themselves. And if they find that, in comparison, they feel dissatisfied or frustrated with their life, they may experience a mix of difficult emotions, such as envy, resentment, or even anger. Your success and dedication represent what they could have achieved if they had made different choices or dared to step out of their comfort zone. But, instead of using your progress as an inspiration for their own changes, some opt for rejection because it's an easier answer. It's important to understand that not everyone is ready to take charge of their life and commit to a path of growth. Change involves effort, discipline, and most of all, facing the parts of yourself that we would rather ignore. Therefore, when they see that you are advancing, they feel that you are indirectly confronting them with the choices they have made and, to avoid that discomfort, they may develop negative attitudes towards you. This rejection they feel may reflect their own sense of inadequacy or insecurity. For example, someone who has always wanted to undertake their own project may feel uncomfortable or resentful when they see that you have decided to launch yourself into creating something new. Instead of looking inside for the reasons for their discomfort and working on their own blockages, they choose to project that negativity onto you. Not because you've done something wrong, but because your success reminds them of what they themselves still don't dare to do. It's key to remember that how others react to your accomplishments says more about them than it does about you. Although it's not easy, you can stay focused on your growth without letting their rejection hold you back. Accepting that some may view your success with resentment rather than admiration will help you release the need to seek outside approval. In fact, the process of achieving spiritual or personal success requires an inner strength that can withstand this kind of rejection, and it will help you reinforce your commitment to yourself. Also, be open that this situation can change over time. Those who are uncomfortable with your success today may, at some point, be transformed and inspired by your example. Seeing that you achieve what you want, you may indirectly encourage them to introspect and reflect on their own lives. Your success becomes proof that change is possible, that dedication pays off, and that an authentic and fulfilling life is achievable. In the meantime, keep moving forward with humility and gratitude. Remembering that your success can be an inspiration later on, you choose not to fall into the game of judgment or competition. Stay connected to your values, your goals and, above all, the purpose that drives you to grow. You don't need to justify your success or reduce it to make others feel comfortable. Allow yourself to live fully and celebrate every step of your evolution. Remember that your path is unique, and that while not everyone understands it, your personal advancement and success are manifestations of your authenticity and your dedication to being the best version of yourself. Reason number 3, you can't be controlled. Freedom is one of the most powerful values a person can develop, and when you decide to live truly free, without others dictating your path or imposing their expectations on you, you become someone difficult to control. This kind of freedom is not only rare, but it can also be threatening to those who have built their lives around control and imposed norms. Your independence and your ability to live without fear of other people's opinion can make some feel uncomfortable or even irritated. When you become uncontrollable, your very presence defies the limits that others have imposed on themselves. In life, many people tend to assume that relationships must follow certain unspoken rules of control and dependence. Perhaps they do so unconsciously, not realizing that they look to others for validation or a sense of authority over what they consider right or acceptable. However, when you decide to break with those schemes and act in accordance with your own values and beliefs, some may see it as a threat to their power over you. They find it difficult to understand that someone can be happy, fulfilled, and authentic without the need for approval or conforming to their standards. This freedom you embody is contagious, but it's also scary. Often, control is not just about dominating someone, but also about the need to feel confident in their own choices. By living freely and making your own decisions, you show others that there are other ways to live and find happiness. This can be especially challenging for those who have built their identity based on societal expectations or what others think. Seeing you free, you make them question those beliefs, and instead of being inspired, some choose to judge or reject your independence to protect their comfort zone. This rejection often comes in subtle forms, such as critical comments or attempts to make you doubt your choices. They might say, "Are you sure what you're doing?" or "I think you should reconsider." Not because they wish you ill, but because your freedom challenges its own internal limits. When they can no longer influence you, they feel like they lose a grip they didn't even know they needed. Your refusal to be controlled reveals in them the fear of living without the support or validation of others, a dependence that you have decided to leave behind. Freedom is frightening because it means letting go of certainties and facing the unknown. By living by your own rules, you become something of an explorer who is not afraid to go beyond what is considered safe or acceptable. And that's something many aren't willing to do, preferring to stay in a predictable life, even if it means giving up their authenticity. Your independence reminds them that they could also be free if they were allowed to, but this step requires a courage that few are willing to assume. It's only natural that some will try to bring you back to their comfort zone. It's not that they wish you ill, rather, your freedom represents for them a dissonance with the life they lead. Perhaps they too would like to be free, but they fear the consequences of letting go of control. Perhaps they fear what people will say or the emptiness of not knowing who they really are when they detach themselves from the expectations of others. So, instead of questioning themselves, they choose to question you, trying to get you to adapt so that you can feel that control again. When you decide to stand firm in your freedom, you are not only doing good for yourself, but you are opening a door to others. Although in the present not everyone understands your independence, in the future your actions may awaken in them the possibility that they can also free themselves. You don't need to justify your decisions or try to convince anyone. Your example is enough for those who are ready to find their own path to autonomy. The key is to remember that your freedom and authenticity are yours. It is you who decides who to be and how to live, without submitting to the expectations of others. It doesn't matter if others don't understand or approve of your choices, your path is valuable precisely because it is unique and genuine. By choosing to be free, you are choosing a life of consistency, peace with yourself, and independence from the opinions of others. Although some may reject this freedom, your commitment to yourself and your integrity will be the greatest guide to moving forward. So don't be afraid to live by your values. Confront criticism or rejection as signs that you are breaking the chains of dependence and external control. In the end, your freedom is the greatest gift you can give yourself, and by living authentically, you set an example that it is possible to live in peace, in fullness, and without being defined by anyone but yourself. Reason number 4, your energy is very intense. Some people are born with an intense and powerful energy that attracts and can at the same time baffle those around them. If you consider yourself one of those chosen ones, you've probably experienced how your mere presence can profoundly impact others. This energy is not only manifested through your words or actions, but it is felt in the environment, as a vibration that can raise or, at times, agitate. However, not everyone is ready to receive that intensity, and for some, your light can be overwhelming. When you walk with elevated energy, you are likely to radiate confidence, authenticity, and a connection to the divine that many crave. Your outlook on life, your passion for growth, and your desire to help others rise can be inspiring. But, at the same time, they can be challenging for those who are still stuck in darker or more limiting life patterns. The light you radiate exposes shadows that others are not yet ready to face, and this can generate a rejection response. Imagine someone who has been dealing with their own fears, doubts, and insecurities. Every time you walk into a room, your energy can clash with their emotional state, creating a dissonance that's hard to handle. People tend to seek balance, and if your energy is too high, it can make others feel inadequate or insecure. It's not that you're doing something wrong, you're simply operating on a different frequency. This contrast can lead some to perceive you as a threat or even a source of discomfort. This phenomenon can be particularly intense in environments where there are people struggling with their self-esteem or with unresolved emotional issues. Your presence can highlight their insecurities, and you can unintentionally become a mirror that gives them back a picture of what they want to change in their own lives. Instead of using your energy as a boost for their own growth, some may choose to walk away, preferring the familiar, even if it means living in a state of mediocrity. Also, it's not just about the intensity of your energy, but also how that energy can manifest. Many chosen people tend to be highly empathetic and sensitive, meaning they can feel the emotions of others with incredible depth. This ability can be a gift, but it can also be overwhelming. Being so attuned to the emotions and energies of those around them, the chosen ones can absorb the negativity of others, which can lead to a sense of exhaustion. This type of energy exchange can be difficult for those who are not prepared to handle the intensity that comes with them. In some cases, your energy can be so vibrant that it can provoke jealousy or envy in those who feel stuck in their lives. Those who are in a state of confusion or discouragement may react defensively, turning away from you or trying to discredit what you stand for. Sometimes, this rejection is not a personal attack, but a way to protect your own energy. They simply don't know how to handle the force of your presence, and therefore they choose to avoid you. The key here is to learn how to consciously manage and channel your energy. It is essential to understand that not everyone will be in tune with the frequency you emit. While your light can be a guide for many, it's also important to recognize that there are those who need time to adjust. Maintaining a space of compassion and patience can help soften the impact of your energy on those who are feeling overwhelmed. You can choose to share your energy in a way that allows others to come into contact with their own light without feeling threatened. This could mean being aware of the environment you're in, moderating your energy, or being selective about when and how you share it. Remember that those who are uncomfortable with your intensity should not be blamed. They are on their own journey and have their own struggles. Sometimes, they simply need time and space to process their experience. Accepting that your energy is powerful while acknowledging that it may be overwhelming for some will allow you to better navigate your interactions. At the end of the day, your energy is a gift, and when you share it with love and authenticity, you can light the way for those who are ready to receive it. Remember that being a chosen one not only involves being strong and bright, but also being a beacon of hope for those who are still searching for their own light. Reason number 5, your vulnerability is intimidating. Authentic vulnerability is undoubtedly one of the most powerful forces you can possess. In a world that often values toughness and invulnerability, being able to open up and show your true feelings, your fears, and your insecurities, is an act of extraordinary courage. However, this ability to be vulnerable can make others feel uncomfortable, and sometimes even lead them to judge you. When you choose to be vulnerable, you're choosing authenticity over appearances. You let go of the need to maintain a facade and allow others to see the parts of you that might be considered weaknesses. Not only does this act show your humanity, but it also allows others to connect with you in a deeper way. However, for those who haven't worked on their own vulnerability, your openness can represent a mirror that reflects their own inner struggles. Vulnerability can be threatening. Many live trapped in a cycle of protection and defense, avoiding pain at the cost of authenticity. Seeing someone who dares to be vulnerable, like you, they may feel uncomfortable being confronted with their own resistance to showing their feelings. This can make some people feel judged or criticized instead of admiring you. Your courage in sharing your struggles can awaken in them a sense of inadequacy, reminding them of their own unshared battles. For example, if you talk openly about your failures and the lessons you've learned, someone who has been struggling with their own failures may feel exposed. Instead of supporting you or feeling inspired, they may react with resentment or even try to dismiss your experiences. This behavior is not because they do not want to see you happy, it may actually reflect their inability to face their own fears and vulnerabilities. In addition, vulnerability can defy societal expectations. In many cultures, it has been taught that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. So, when you present yourself authentically and honestly, you dismantle that narrative, and that can be disconcerting to some. Your ability to be vulnerable, to accept your humanity, becomes a reminder that we are all in the same struggle, which can be uncomfortable for those who prefer to remain on the surface of things. By opening up, you can also make others feel like they should do the same. This implicit expectation can generate anxiety in those who are not ready to share their truth. They may feel that if they can't match your level of openness, they're failing in some way. Instead of seeing your vulnerability as a gift that allows connection, they may see it as a pressure that forces them to undress emotionally before they're ready. On the other hand, it's essential to remember that not everyone is at the same stage of their journey. Some may not have experienced the same freedom by being vulnerable, and they may be dealing with their own internal battles that they are not ready to share. It is essential to be compassionate and patient. While you may feel hurt or rejected by their response, remember that everyone has their own process. Your vulnerability can, in fact, be a beacon to those who are ready to take the step into their own authenticity. Over time, those who were initially intimidated may begin to see the value in your openness. By observing you, they may find the courage to explore their own emotions, opening themselves up to the possibility of being vulnerable. The key is to stand firm in your authenticity, regardless of how others respond. Don't be discouraged if your sincerity isn't welcomed with open arms. Sometimes, the journey to vulnerability is a slow, gradual process. As you continue to show your humanity, you can inspire others to do the same, even if they don't recognize it at first. Every time you allow yourself to be authentic, you're opening a door to greater connection and empathy. Ultimately, your vulnerability isn't a flaw, it is a trait of strength. Don't let fear of the judgment of others keep you from being who you are. By embracing your vulnerability, you not only heal yourself, but you also offer others the opportunity to explore their own emotional world. Authenticity is a gift, and by sharing it, you create space for others to do the same. Over time, that energy of vulnerability can transform relationships and create an environment of genuine connection and healing. Reason number 6, you are at peace without the approval of others. When you find that deep inner peace, a state in which you feel complete and sufficient for yourself, a new chapter opens in your life. This peace does not come from external circumstances, nor from the validation of others. It comes from a deep understanding and acceptance of who you are. In this place of serenity, you realize that you don't need anyone's approval to validate your existence or your decisions. However, this detachment can make those who still depend on the opinion of others for their self-esteem uncomfortable, and often generates envy or resentment. In our society, the search for external validation has become a norm. From a young age, we are taught to seek approval from parents, teachers, and friends. This need to be accepted drives us to conform, to shape our lives according to the expectations of others. However, when one begins to let go of this need, something beautiful happens. An inner confidence is awakened that allows you to be authentic and live according to your own convictions. This transformation can be profoundly liberating. However, this path to emotional independence often comes with unexpected reactions. When you show that you can be happy and at peace without relying on the approval of others, you can generate feelings of envy or resentment in those around you. For some, your peace can highlight their own insecurities, causing them to feel inadequate or belittled. Instead of seeing you as an inspiration, they may react defensively, feeling that your happiness reminds them of what they lack. This dynamic can be especially evident in close relationships. Friends or family members who once felt comfortable with you may start to drift away, simply because your newfound peace resonates differently with their own inner struggle. Your ability to be happy without the need for their validation can make them uncomfortable, as they are forced to confront their own dependence on the opinion of others. Instead of supporting you, they may criticize you or try to make you feel guilty for finding your way to peace. Sometimes, people may even try to undermine your sense of accomplishment. They might question your decisions or belittle your successes, simply because your peace reminds them that they are still stuck in the constant search for approval. This reaction is not necessarily a personal attack, but a manifestation of your own struggle with insecurity and lack of self-worth. Your emotional freedom becomes a mirror that reflects what they can't see in themselves. But this is where the true strength of being at peace with yourself comes in. By finding that inner peace, you realize that you can't control how others react. You're responsible for your own happiness, and that's what really matters. By holding on to your authenticity and truth, you not only protect yourself, but you can also open up space for others to begin exploring their own authenticity. By acting from this place of peace, you become a beacon of light that can inspire others to do the same. While some may wander away, there are others who will be curious about your path and want to follow in your footsteps. Your detachment from external validation can offer them a model of what it's like to live without the need for the approval of others. And while they may react with envy at first, over time, their desire to find their own peace can motivate a change in their perspective. It is essential to remember that the journey to inner peace is an individual one. Even if you want to share your light with others, each person has their own time and process. Some will be ready to embrace their authenticity and seek their own peace, while others may need more time. Patience and compassion are essential in this process. Being aware that everyone has their own path will allow you to stand firm in your peace, without feeling responsible for how others choose to react. Ultimately, your inner peace is a gift, both to you and to those around you. Don't let the envy or resentment of others obscure your light. Stay true to yourself, celebrate your journey, and continue to inspire others with your authenticity. By doing so, you not only honor yourself, but you also offer an opportunity for others to begin seeking their own peace, one step at a time. Reason number 7, you have a special mission. The chosen souls carry with them a special spark, a purpose that transcends the everyday. When you discover that you have a mission in this lifetime, a reason beyond simply existing, you become a beacon of light in the world. Your presence can illuminate paths and offer hope to those who feel lost in the darkness. However, this inner light can make those who have not yet found their purpose uncomfortable or feel trapped in a cycle of routine and conformity. When you speak from your mission, you radiate an energy that resonates with authenticity and determination. People can feel this vibration, and while some will be attracted to it, others may react with resistance. Those who are still struggling to understand their own reason for being may experience a mixture of admiration and envy. Your clarity and direction in life can bring out their own inner struggles, causing them to question their choices and their path. This dynamic can be especially evident in close relationships. Friends, family, or peers who once felt comfortable with you may start to show signs of discomfort. Your steadfastness in pursuing your mission can make them feel challenged. They may wonder why they don't have the same clarity or purpose, and instead of seeing your success as an inspiration, they may feel your light highlight their own lack of direction. This can lead to tensions, resentments, or even estrangement in relationships. For many, finding their purpose is a complicated journey. Not everyone is willing to face their own fears or question the norms they have followed all their lives. Your ability to live up to your mission can be a constant reminder of what they haven't explored. Often, when someone feels challenged by your mission, they may try to discredit it or minimize your light as a defense mechanism. This is not an attack on you, rather, it is a way to protect themselves from the discomfort they feel from being confronted with their own lack of purpose. The reality is that living with a special mission is a journey that not everyone is ready to undertake. For those who have chosen conformity or who have internalized society's expectations, the thought of going their own way can be terrifying. Instead, they see your light as a threat, an invitation to look inward and confront their reality. This is a process that can generate envy, frustration and, in some cases, even hostility. However, it is important to remember that your mission is not the cause of the restlessness of others, rather, it is a catalyst that can inspire change. To be a chosen soul means to have the ability to guide others into their own awakening. By staying true to your mission, you can help others glimpse what's possible when they embrace themselves and their purpose. It's not about forcing others to follow your path, but about setting an example of what can be achieved by living authentically. As you progress through your mission, it is critical to maintain a balance between your light and the energy of those around you. Sometimes, this can mean creating healthy boundaries in your relationships. You may find that it is necessary to protect your energy to prevent the discouragement of others from affecting you. Compassion and empathy are essential, but so is self-care. By honoring your mission, you empower yourself and allow yourself to shine more brightly. Throughout your journey, you may also encounter moments of solitude. When you're walking down a path that many don't understand, it's natural to feel isolated at times. However, it is in these moments that you must remember the importance of your mission. The light within you is not only for you, it's a gift you can share with the world. Through your authenticity and dedication, you can inspire others to pursue their own mission, even if it's a personal journey. Ultimately, being a chosen soul means recognizing that your mission has an impact beyond yourself. You are a beacon of light for those who seek their own path, and although that may make some uncomfortable, it can also be the spark that ignites their inner search. Don't let the reactions of others turn off your light. Stand firm in your purpose, and remember that by living your mission with courage and authenticity, you are contributing to the transformation of the world around you. Reason number 8, you resist negativity and criticism. Life is full of criticism, judgment, and negativity. However, some people manage to stand firm in their inner peace, weathering storms of derogatory comments and negative attitudes. This ability to remain calm in the face of adversity is not simply an admirable trait, it's a powerful skill that can elicit intense reactions in those around you. Your ability to remain calm and peaceful, even when criticism flies, challenges those who have not yet found their own emotional stability. When you decide not to be affected by the opinions of others, you begin to develop an emotional armor that protects you from negativity. This state of serenity is based on deep self-confidence and self-worth. You know who you are and what you stand for, and you don't allow outside criticism to alter your sense of identity. But this strength can be uncomfortable for those who live trapped in insecurity and doubt. Those who can't resist negativity often see in your peace a confrontation. When they watch you handle criticism with grace and calmness, they are forced to face their own fears and frailties. Instead of celebrating your skill, they may respond with hostility or disdain, attempting to dismiss your serenity. This is not because they want to hurt you, but because their own struggle with negativity is manifested in your presence. Criticism can be one of the most difficult experiences to handle in life. It can come in many forms: hurtful words, sarcastic comments, or derogatory judgments. However, when you decide not to take these criticisms personally, you begin to develop a strength that becomes a shield against negativity. This ability to resist criticism, protecting your energy, is crucial to maintaining your inner peace. You can choose to stay away from situations or people who don't respect your serenity. This is not a sign of weakness, but an act of self-care and self-love. As you continue on your journey to personal growth, it's natural to encounter moments of doubt and vulnerability. Not every day will be easy, and there will be times when criticism can penetrate more than you'd like to admit. However, by practicing resistance to negativity, you become stronger. Every time you choose to keep your peace in the face of adversity, you get one step closer to becoming the most authentic version of yourself. Ultimately, your ability to resist negativity and criticism not only benefits you, but also offers others a model of how to handle judgment and adversity gracefully. Although some people may not be ready to accept this truth, your light can be a catalyst that inspires others to seek their own peace. So keep shining, keep your serenity, and remember that by resisting negativity, you not only protect your own energy, but you also contribute to a more positive and compassionate world. If any of these reasons resonated with you, it's critical that you take a moment to reflect on the meaning of your trip. Recognizing that you are part of a select group of souls seeking truth is both a privilege and a challenge. This path to authenticity can be fraught with obstacles and criticism, but every step you take brings you closer to your true self. You're not alone in this journey. There are many more like you, beings who, like you, struggle to understand their purpose and shine with their unique light. The community of spiritual seekers is vast and diverse, and each of us brings a valuable perspective to the fabric of the human experience. Sharing your struggles and triumphs with others can offer a sense of belonging and connection, reminding you that you are not isolated on your path. So move forward with courage. Embracing your authenticity and acknowledging your inner light is not only an act of self-love, but also a gift to the world. Together, we can uplift, inspire each other, and contribute to positive change on this shared journey to self-discovery. Before we say goodbye, we would like to know your opinion. Have you ever felt misunderstood for being authentic in a world that often prefers conformity? Which of the reasons we discuss in this video resonates with you the most and why? Share your thoughts in the comments. Together we can create a space of support and reflection in this beautiful community of spiritual quest. If you'd like to dive deeper into these topics and explore additional resources, don't forget to click on the link in the video description. Your path to self-discovery starts here. If you have been inspired by this video, we invite you to subscribe to the channel, like the video and activate the notification bell so that you continue to receive more videos like this one. Thank you for being part of our Essential Vibrations community. Remember to share this message with those people you think can help them. See you in the following video.